I'm going to continue with my scans. I'm going to go to folder number 15, which is Relative Strength Bullish Momentum Scans. And I'm going to break this folder down into two videos. I'm going to do number 1 through number 4, and then I'll come back and make another video 5 through 8. Okay, getting back to this first one, Quality Momentum Scan. This is a pretty simple filter. I'm looking for 85 stocks. In other words, the EPS rank is at least 85 and the relative strength rank is at least 85. That's a cutoff point. You can see that out of the, in all securities, 189 securities pass this. Now, my combo on this is my end of day demand combo, and that brings the stocks which are most in demand yesterday to the top of the list. And I'll bring Dexcom up, and you can see that this stock is in great demand. This is a daily chart, this is a weekly, this is a monthly. It's been moving up sharply on all of them. Here's a viable gap up here, and it just continued to move up. Let's take a quick look at the filter. You can see the EPS rank is greater than or equal to 85, as is the relative strength rank, and these stocks are assigned to a group. Very simple filter. The calculations are all done in HGSI, and you can see that as of last night, these stocks were in the most demand based upon my combo ranking. So I'm already looking at Dexcom, viable gap up here, moved up, consolidated for a few days and took off. Let's look at Arrowhead Pharma. This one has consistently come up in the group inclusion report nearly on a daily basis, and it has had a strong move on the monthly, on the weekly after a pullback here, and on the daily chart. Down a little bit today, but you can see over the past couple of months it's moved up sharply from the $30 area up to the $50 area. Just going to take a look here. EPS is 94, relative strength is 99, group rank is only 68. Take a look at CDLX. New high on the monthly, new high on the weekly, viable gap up on the daily. It's been forming a flag, trying to go higher today or yesterday, hesitating today. The numbers on it are A accumulation, EPS of 98, relative strength of 99. You can find some really great stocks with this screen, and all of them are not going to be gone when you find them. They'll be setting up. Let's look at this one here. Not familiar with it. EIDX had an effort to rise 2 days ago. Back-to-back efforts to rise. No, I'm sorry. It was 1 day ago where the effort to rise was, and it's a that was my last VPA signal and VPA -1, which would equate to this one right here. Anyway, another stock that's very strong monthly, very strong weekly, and on the daily it's a little loose and sloppy, but there have been many opportunities to get into this stock. I would prefer to stay away from these loose charts like this, but putting it in perspective, when I look back at the weekly and the monthly, I can just see all kinds of strength there, with plenty of volume coming in to support moves like this. Okay, let's move on down to the intraday version of this. And you can see that I, of course, am using my intraday combo, and we get a different list of stocks at the top because I'm looking for strong momentum as far as price change, strong intraday range, and strong intraday volume. So this is a inexpensive stock, as you can see, but on the monthly it's out to a new high, on the weekly it's out to a new high, and on the daily it's out to a new high. And there's been a lot of volume in here, so a lot of demand on this stock. Its numbers are a 96 EPS and a relative strength rank of 93. Let's go down to the next one, EverQuote EVER. Very strong monthly chart. Very strong weekly chart. Here is your buyable gap up. You can see there was some profit taking. Came down, it didn't really test the gap, and now it's moving up again. The numbers on it are 99 EPS rank, relative strength rank of 99. You may think that these stocks are all gone, but I can tell you from looking at the group inclusion report every day and from scanning that these stocks continue to reappear. Let's look at Paycom Software. Look at this one. Here's a monthly chart. Here's a shakeout in here. Then it went up. 1 month shakeout corresponds to this area over here on the weekly chart. And since this stopping volume signal on the daily chart and then a basing sideways, this stock has been roaring higher. Okay, I want to move on. I've spent a lot of time on that one, but these are very important scans. Now this one is Quality Momentum Scan, $15 and up, 250,000 shares for a minimum. These are 100,000 here. RS of 90, 100% up in 12 months. Why do I even want to mess with these? Because stocks that have gone up that much have a tendency to continue to go higher. If a stock is in real demand, it doesn't matter if it's up 100% over 12 months. Let's look at this one here. This is up, Arrowhead, which I already pointed out, is up 385% from its 52-week low. And it just continues to go higher. Here's one that's up 502%. You don't need many of these stocks if you just happen to get in the right one to make a lot of money, if you can hold on. That's the hard part. It's easy to get shaken out of profitable positions. Okay, let's just go to the intraday version of this. Here's EverQuote. It's up 600. If you come over here to the right, you can see it's up 634% from the 52-week low. I'll bring it up here. And that 52-week low would be back in this area. It's gone from the $4 range to about $32. So huge move. This is why it's so important to look at multiple charts. It's too easy to get shaken out just looking at daily charts. And it's hard to hold on even when you're looking at monthly and weekly charts. But you have to make a determination what kind of investor you are and go with it. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This is the same scan, except there's no 100% requirement over the last 12 months. I'm clicking on number 3, and you can see there are 318 securities. If I go back and click on number 2, that cuts it down to 50 securities. So this is giving us a much broader field of stocks, 318 compared to 50. I'm not going to go into or spend a lot of time on this because they're one and the same. Just remember, this one requires that a stock be up at least 100%. Now, when I click on this one, Quality Momentum Scan, with my end of day demand combo, if you go over to this column, you'll see that many of these same stocks come to the top. Now here is one that's up 44.9% from the 52-week low. Let's bring it up. Looks like it's having a reversal day today. Monthly chart got out to an all-time new high. Weekly chart did too, and the daily chart, it was breaking out today, but there's some profit taking setting in. Okay, let's look at the intraday version of this. EverQuote's on top. Nevro Corporation is number 2. Intraday change is 4.37. It's up near the top of its daily range on heavy volume. This is a specialty pharma biotech stock. You can see that this is a totally different scan than the 8585 because this stock has an EPS rank of 3, a relative strength rank of 98. So you never see a stock like this in the first scan. But let's take a look at it. You can see that even with poor earnings, this stock is out to a new monthly high, new weekly high, and a new daily high. Losing money, this is all on the come. They do have revenue, of course. And let's just take a quick look. Medical device company. But even with horrible earnings, some of these stocks just continue to really shoot up. This is up 201.4% in the last, or off the 52-week low. And finally, speculative momentum scan. These have to have a relative strength of 99 and be $15 or less. These are highly speculative stocks and up 100% in 12 months. This is a familiar name. TK Tankers, shipping company. You can see that this stock has fallen from grace, and it doesn't take much to be up 174% off the bottom when it gets down in the dollar range. So it's coming out of a long downtrend. The weekly chart looks good. The daily chart looks good too. Let me change to chart number 2 because it shows the group. You can see that the group has been moving up. Let's look at this. Next one, it's up 342.5% off the 52-week low. Another inexpensive stock coming off a downtrend on the monthly chart. Strong on the weekly, formed a nice rounded bottom here. Could be considered a cup and handle, and it looks like it wants to take 9 EPS of only 39, group rank of 68. But if you like to play in this field or in this range of speculative stocks that are under $15, this is the screen for you. Now let's look at the intraday chart. Doesn't look like there's much green in here. There's only 18 securities. This one's up 8.76%. Get some of this, get this out of the way. Some buyers got caught here on this weekly chart here. Let's see how it looks on the daily chart. Probably got caught on a news release or an earnings release on this day. Gapped open, traded all the way up to 22, closed around 14, and it's been drifting down ever since. Negative earnings, revenue doesn't even make $1 million. Highly speculative, as I said, but now you can see there are buyers coming into this. It's come from the $6 level up to the $9 level. Not my kind of stock, but anyway, these stocks are here, and they do move. Now here's apps. This one I've been in and out of this one. Unfortunately, I'm currently out, but this has turned into a really nice stock on the monthly chart and on the weekly chart. It's broken out to a new high on both of them, broke to a new high today on the daily, but there are some profit taking going on right now. Once again, it's all about the type of stocks you like to trade. These all serve a different purpose, as you can see. Let's take a look at retractable technologies, and the reason it caught my eye is volume's light today, but it's trading at 100% of its daily range. Well, this is a very, very inexpensive stock, but look at the monthly. It's been basing for quite some time, starting to move up. The weekly has moved up nicely from the 65 cent area up to $1.40, and this is actually a pretty tight chart here on the daily chart. So opportunities here just depends on what your appetite is for these stocks. This video has gotten a little bit long, but I wanted to cover all four of those, and I'll finish the rest of the stocks in this folder in the next video.